This is college football at its absolute best.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
I love it, baby.
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Read it, did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, September 24th, and this is going to break the football world, Landon, but I want to announce to the world that I'm dating Taylor Swift, actually.
I mean, I love
she's just hanging out in Kansas City.
That's the biggest sports story to date, probably.
It's all over every social media right now. It's hilarious.
I mean, Adam Schefter tweeted it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
It's honestly funny. I'm like, I don't really know what happened today, but I do know that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are dating. I do know that for a fact.
Confirmed. I guess when she sits in a box with your mom, I guess that tells it all.
Yeah.
Already met the parents, so they're moving right along.
Wow. Yeah. We may be behind on news actually. Yeah, no, it's been definitely a funny day in that regard where it's like no matter what game I'm watching, it's mentioned again. So, but yeah, good day for football. Been kind of a I've thought about the Tennessee game a lot. And the upcoming Tennessee game a lot because I think you just tweeted it. Like this is a big week, circled week. Like this was kind of your prep for that. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to talk UTSA, and I'm afraid this may lead us down a hole where we tangent and get away from it.
Okay.
Good news is I still have to read the ad, so we got to break this up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you may feel like we're in a good position, bad position, whatever it may be. Anything that happened yesterday, does it make you feel like we're in a worse position going into the South Carolina game?
No, I think I feel better.
You feel better? Okay. I was just curious. A lot of people seem to feel worse, which I get if you don't feel better, I get. I don't really know how you could watch that and feel worse.
No, I think it makes me feel better now in a huge way, maybe not.
Okay.
But I seeing the offense start the way that they did, you see that it's capable.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm curious to hear if anybody has thoughts that are I feel worse. I'd be curious. I think most people are going to be in the boat of I feel about the same.
Yeah,
as that game because unfortunately you just don't learn a ton about teams when I mean you learn some but not a ton. Again, teams like UTSA and Austin P and whatnot, but yeah, I'd be curious.
I do think this game is UTSA is in a different category than Austin P.
I agree.
I think that should be put out there. I think they're kind of being put on the same wavelength, and I don't think that that's necessarily true.
I'd put more weight into UTSA, but also it's one of those games. Tennessee didn't lose to Austin P. Let's note that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
As ugly of a performance as it was, yeah. I mean, we've even talked about it when Tennessee first lost to Georgia State. When they finished that year really solid, it's you forgive a little bit for that one, you don't forget it, kind of deal.
Yeah,
similar boat, similar sentiment towards Austin P. Except you didn't lose. So that's why it's not you don't give it as much weight because you did win the game.
Yeah, the Austin P thing is on a dating app, the girl's really pretty, but she smokes cigarettes. It's a red flag, so you don't forget it. But it's,
I'm in. What do you mean, Marvel 27s?
I mean, I guess it's
Green
a red flag
flag
for me. It shouldn't be for everybody.
Green flag,
whatever your preference is. But yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you move on, but it's kind of always there.
Okay. I want to dig deeper into that in your next therapy session on here. really find out what that's all about, Landon.
Yeah, bowel movements, whatever else you want to dig into, let's do it.
Did you poop today? Speaking of that,
I did, yeah.
I was about to say. I mean, I had way too much wheat yesterday, so you know how that goes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to get into UTSA. Talk a lot more football on this episode. Of course, more Tennessee football, but also Week 4 in college football. Probably talk a little NFL, just because I mean Tennessee fans should have had something to cheer about today. So
yeah,
that's pretty exciting. And then if you got questions, drop them in the chat, and then of course we'll get down to our segments. Before we do all of that, though, I want to tell you guys about our good friends over at Underdog. Underdog is Knoxville's best sports collectibles store. The wide selection of UT cards, autographs, and memorabilia. Whether you're looking for a Peyton Manning autographed helmet or the most recent Topps baseball card release, you'll find it at Underdog. The shop is owned by UT graduates and proudly supports UT sports by hosting NIL events throughout the year. Stop by the 640 Plaza at 4452 Western Avenue in Knoxville. Open 6 days a week with live YouTube shows 3 nights per week. Remember, always bet on the Underdog. All right, let's talk it. UTSA. I do want to laugh. I don't know if their fans actually believed what they were saying, and I didn't see it till late in the week, but it was pretty comical that I think maybe they thought they had a chance. Did you watch some of that Army game with me last Friday night, that UTSA Army game?
I don't think I watched it with you. I did watch some of it, and they got boat raced.
They're not a great football team.
No.
So I felt very good, which I didn't think Austin Peay was. So, but I felt very good about how this game would go. I know I thought it would be a tougher opponent if Frank Harris played. That obviously wasn't the case. And so, yeah, this is a game that
their third string guy is the best quarterback on that roster. I'm convinced.
Honestly.
I mean, maybe part of that is because there was no film on him whatsoever, but I mean, unreal.
Yeah, but this was one of the games for Tennessee. Like, you get to go in. If you play well, you should control it for the entire game, and there should be guys that get plenty of reps, and you should get the looks you want to get out of this game. And whatever, it should be the perfect warm-up game going into an important week. So, and Tennessee, I think, made the most of those opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, what a start. First play, 81 yards to the house, Joe Milton.
I legit thought he was going to – I told you. He just kept drifting to the sidelines, and I was like I couldn't cheer until he got into the end zone because I was like, he's going to run out of bounds.
Made it.
He did.
Without stepping out. That was huge because I think, I mean, obviously it was a point of emphasis in this week of practice. Joe Milton has to run the football for Tennessee to be successful in SEC play. And so, yeah, I think that was queued up to maybe pick up a first down or at least pick up solid yardage. And he's faster than what he looks.
Yeah, he definitely is. And I don't know how often that read is on. I think that was a read play based on, obviously he faked it and then they're in dove. I don't know how often it's on or how often it will be on now moving forward. A lot of times you'll see quarterbacks hold that out, and even though it's not a read, like it's a give the whole way. So I'm curious, like how much that's on. I'm glad it was on there, obviously, because there was no one there. I mean, he didn't have to really run.
Yeah, I mean the corner out there. I mean, Brew blocked for like half a second, and he was able to just let go because Joe Milton ran right by him. But yeah, what a start. I mean, it stinks that the third quarter kind of played out the way that it did. But Tennessee, like looking at the game, 500 yards of total offense. I was talking about this with your brother after the game. 500 yards of total offense, 45 points. Tennessee covers the spread. I mean, I understand like Joe Milton didn't look fantastic after he goes 14 for 16, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns. He goes 0 for 8 after that. But I think there's more to it than he was just 0 for 8.
Right.
There were some drops. There were some balls that were really good down the field that, a defensive back made a play on or
and there were some balls that weren't thrown incredibly well in that. But it wasn't like you said, though, it wasn't as simple as looking at the stat line.
Yeah, the underthrow to I think Chaz Nimrod, I rewatched the game and Joe Milton gets hit. So he can't really step into that throw 50 yards down the field. So that's why that one was underthrown. And we kind of just – I'm not taking up for Joe. I don't want to seem like a JG homer here, which they're not even in the same – they're not even in the same – they're not even in the same stratosphere. And I don't know why people keep comparing the two. It's not even close. We would die for a quarterback like Joe Milton
in 2019.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
2017, 2018. Pick the year that he was here. We would, yeah. That was, I mean, the person that tweeted that at you, I don't know who it was. I deleted the tweet. It was a little aggressive, but know the sentiment. That is the dumbest thing I've ever read on the internet. And I have read some dumb things. You just can't convince me you watch Tennessee play with JG at quarterback if you believe any quarterback we have on the roster could compare to that.
Yeah.
Also, you can't compare the situations because Josh Heupel's already gone away from Joe Milton when there was a better quarterback behind him.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think we're a little spoiled, and we had Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker was a Heisman frontrunner until probably Georgia or South Carolina, one of those two games. He was in the Heisman conversation until South Carolina. So he was one of the best players in college football. I don't think – did anybody really think Joe was going to be that same player? I mean, that's unrealistic expectations.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't disagree with that sentiment. No.
So, I mean, I don't think he's perfect, and he's going to have to clean up some stuff. He's going to have to hit on some of those throws. Mm-hmm. But I also think the play calling hasn't been great. I mean, we don't really throw intermediate throws very often. And then part of that game in the third quarter, it seemed like, and this might be on Joe Milton, it might be the play calling. I don't know what it was about, but some guys were running open deep down the field, but it just seemed like we were throwing it to the furthest guy to try to get a big play.
Yeah. I think there was it was the third quarter where it just felt like all we wanted to do was just, like you said, Matt, I think you described it like a Madden play.
Yeah.
It felt like not even necessarily the most open, just the farthest guy down the field.
Yeah, it's like when we were younger, like whoever was running the go route, that's who
tagging that guy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it definitely had a feeling like that. I don't know if we're not throwing those intermediate timing routes because the timing's not there, and if it's not, that's concerning. Mm-hmm. I'm not at alert level yet. I also think we want to go back to you talked about play calling. Great example of things to be frustrated with in the Florida game, and then when Tennessee slowed in the UTSA game. Where the crap was Dylan Sampson against Florida? I know it's UTSA, so you take everything you see with a grain of salt, but he didn't touch the field, right? I mean, I know he didn't touch the ball against Florida. Did he touch the field against Florida?
I don't.
Special teams.
Gerald Minton, he plays special teams. Yeah, I don't know. That's mind-boggling. And as much as I want to be like, Florida might be a strike, but I think that is part of that strike. Is Dylan Sampson I think he's second in the SEC in touchdowns, and he didn't even play.
You can't spell Dylan Sampson without TD. I don't think either of those letters are in Dylan Sampson. But
D is in there.
True. Right. Good point.
Yeah, what's his middle name? Need to know that.
That's good. It's probably touchdown.
Yeah.
probably the whole thing. Yeah, no, I just don't get that. And then I just don't get also, I know Jabari and Jalen are going to be, not used in later parts of this game. And that's why Dylan Sampson looks more like the quote unquote premier back. He's not, but at the same time, it's egregious that he didn't touch the ball a single time against Florida.
Yeah, could have used him in the open field.
Could have used him in any part of the field.
Yeah, just find ways to get him the football. I mean, the guy's going to score. He's touched the ball, 30 times and has 7 touchdowns?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Don't love that. Yeah, I think that's a frustrating part for me too, seeing this game.
But I think going back to some of the timing and stuff, Tennessee dealt with some injuries in this game. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys didn't play the second half, so I don't think Brew played.
That's not a flag out. That's a maybe learned our lesson last year was said.
Yeah, well, but that's what I'm talking about with Joe Milton. I think like some of the timing is probably off because you're throwing in Chaz Nimrod and Caleb Webb, and Caleb Webb caught a great pass. I think it was 18 yards, little short post, and that was a good play. But I think the timing is probably off because you're throwing guys in there that probably doesn't normally practice a whole lot with Joe Milton.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a fair point. I'm also outside of that third quarter too. I don't really get it. I think our defense is okay. I'm obviously concerned next week with Spencer Rattler looking like one of the better passers, even with an atrocious offensive line. Mm-hmm. But I mean, overall, I'm not too disappointed. I do feel like on both sides of the football, this isn't any. I mean, defense I think is better still, but I'm concerned with our physicality up front. Like
You're concerned?
I just feel like there's time. Again, I don't know. I'd have to go. I haven't watched the game yet. I haven't rewatched it.
Okay.
But there felt like times where we were getting moved we shouldn't have been moved. Not nowhere near as much defensively as offensively. But there's times that I'm like, what? Like what's going on is the question. I'm not saying bad, good, but what's going on?
Yeah, I think in that third quarter, Tennessee played a lot of young guys on defense,
and that could very well be why.
I do think in the first half, I mean, they had 98 yards total offense in the first half.
Right. That's why I said much more on the offensive side of the ball than the defensive side.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think tackling wise, that's kind of where I'm worried about going into this South Carolina game is like you didn't tackle well when we played them last year. Mm-hmm. A lot of they go sideline to sideline. A lot of jet motion, play action. Spencer Rattler rolls out. So you have to make plays in open field, and Tennessee just hasn't done a great job of tackling in the open field, especially in that third quarter. And then you look back at Florida as well. The Brandon Turnage missed tackle on Kellogg. I mean, that was horrible. That's just stuff that can't happen. Like you're already not a great defense anyway, and then you give up freebies like that. It just kills you.
Definitely. Yes. I mean, I think I think as there were plays disappointing in this game defensively, but it's hard to be too upset overall kind of thing. And that's why I think everything you see kind of going into what we talked about with Austin Peay and UTSA earlier, take it with a grain of salt. But we've also seen how we've seen evidence in the Florida game. And then, I mean, this is a big, and I think it's growing bigger and going into next week is kind of like this is your time to put up or shut up kind of deal. Mm-hmm. Your 14-point favorites, 13.5, I think was the line, which is insane to me. I thought we'd be favored. 13.5 seems nutso.
Yeah, I think it's 11.5 is what it's on like DraftKings right now.
Okay. Where'd we open up as 13?
I don't know what that was.
So someone may have just said that.
Well, I saw somebody take a screenshot and it said 13, but I immediately went to DraftKings to look at it, and it was
may have
They
may have bet on South Carolina that much.
Yeah,
there maybe that many bets on South Carolina.
I think it opened at Circus Sports at 11.5.
Okay, gotcha. And I think there will be a lot of betting on South Carolina, and for probably good reason right now. But yeah, there's cause for concern defensively. But I also think you do see like there's the inability that there are some dudes on that unit.
Yeah, it's still 11.5 right now on DraftKings. Okay. Which
Dylan just had 10.5 on FanDuel. I think there's probably bets going down on South Carolina. Many.
Yeah. Another thing, third down. Tennessee's got to get off the field in third down. God. I mean, I know some of this, like UTSA, a lot of that is in that second half when they're able to just, that third string quarterback just pieced Tennessee up those two drives.
The first drive was just frustration after it felt like so
15
much
plays for like 75 yards. And there was some long
they converted
in there. Yeah.
3 third downs. 3 plus the touchdown was on 3rd down.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, they got to find a way. Again, like some of that is, I think after halftime, I don't think Aaron Beasley played a whole lot after that. Amari Thomas didn't really. James Pierce didn't. Tyler Barron didn't. So, I think it is good, in that situation to get kind of young guys some playing time. I thought Nico probably could have went in a drive sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just think you've missed out on opportunities to get him reps. I mean, like, that's a worrisome thing to me is like next year he's your quarterback. And there's like no doubt about it. Like, he's your guy. So, like, you have to find ways to get him acclimated. And I just think they failed to do that so far. I think he was planning on going in sooner. And then, you look up in the third quarter.
Touchdowns.
Yeah, it's a 17-point game. So,
right. Which probably still roll with him sooner. That game never felt like it was going to get back in close. And maybe it does. I don't know. But it never felt like it was in limbo there. Yeah, I don't disagree. Get him. I mean, you got to see him on the field. And doesn't feel like you've seen enough of it. And I mean, I can't judge Nico completely in his appearances. But I don't know how anyone can confidently say, because there's been people that are confident Nico's better than Joe or no worse than Joe. I don't know how you could say that right now.
Yeah. I mean, he almost lost his head, and I don't know, like, how an official is looking right at that play and not see that. But
he's got to get in that official. I mean, let me give you a little bit of credit. Your stance in that one is great. I mean, you're here.
Yeah,
you had eyes on it and everything, man.
Straight on
what you're doing.
Yeah, trust your eyes.
You were in position, man. Yeah, say what you see, go get it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty egregious. That was pretty bad.
Kind of. I mean, I just feel like we're not. And again, this game, like, you kind of stopped playing some guys. You got some guys injured. We'll see kind of what comes of it. Did you see the Cooper Mays thing earlier? Apparently,
I saw
he had
an article. I haven't read it.
Triple hernia surgery.
Oh, wow!
And then there was like a wall that they had to remove or something like that. I don't know. It's
what any of that means, but okay.
Yeah. I'm not a doctor. I don't really know. But yeah, it said it was a 6-week period, which 6 weeks would have been last week.
Okay.
So hopefully he's back this week. That would be nice.
Right.
Because I think part of that too is
getting Cooper Mays back, I think, is a must for Tennessee to be very competitive the rest of the season.
Yeah. And John Campbell got hurt in this game, so that was something you don't want to see.
And we just got a question about this. Like, he obviously played after it, but Milton took a bad, I don't really know what to call it there, but got up with a banged up knee. Obviously, we don't know anything about that right now. I mean, they continued playing him. I think if there's any question about it, he wouldn't have played.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you don't play him in that game.
Where we were at in the point in the game when it happened, like, I don't think he would have played after that.
Yeah.
I think
he did come in with a brace on his knee, which was worrisome. And then, that was kind of when everything just struggled to complete anything. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I don't know.
Maybe they would have played him through injury. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is when he started to look not quite as good as he had previously had.
Mm-hmm.
That was when it started. I think I saw someone tweet that he went like one of 11, maybe.
He was 0 for 8 at one point.
Okay, yeah, and then I think it was like 1 of 11.
Yeah,
at one point after that. Knee injury. What do you call it that? We don't know if it's injured, I guess, but
yeah,
his whatever it was, his visit to the tent. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, so I hope it is, because I think we've seen. Not that I don't think Nico can be good. I don't have a grade on it. My point was to say I don't know how people could confidently say Nico is just as good as Joe Milton or better at this point. I don't know how you could say that.
Yeah. I'm kind of just like hanging on to hope that, like, the first half, that was with everybody at full go.
There you go. I like that.
You got McCullen Castles involved. You got Brew McCoy, Ramel Keaton involved. And after that, you sprinkled some guys in, and it just didn't look as crisp. And, getting everybody healthy for South Carolina. I'm hoping that's the case.
Bingo.
John
You
Campbell
nailed
went
it.
out too. That's somebody else that you don't want.
No.
We can't afford any more injuries to this offensive line.
Correct. That needs to be a very, very, a recruiting focus for sure. It needs to be a transfer portal focus. Obviously, you got John Campbell in it. I mean, I think you go out and find a full offensive line in this transfer portal.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, that and defensive backs. Hey, if you want to come to Tennessee, come on.
If you were listed as an offensive line or defensive back on your roster, you have a scholarship offer to the University of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We'll figure out the 85 when you get here.
Yep. Anything else for this game as far as other than guys who impressed that we need to talk about, but anything beyond or before that, beyond that?
No, I mean, I just think Tennessee rushed for 300 yards. I think I think there is some positives coming out of this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're all negative. Again, that first half is a complete positive, up 31-0. Again, you scored 45 points. You covered the spread, 500 yards of offense. I don't know how much more you possibly want.
Yeah, what else can you get out of that game?
Yeah. I mean, and that comes, you didn't even play a full 60-minute game. Like, Tennessee's yet to do that. They couldn't overcome the second quarter against Florida. Third quarter this time didn't really bother them because they were up so far. I just want Tennessee to play a full 60-minute game.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's against the South Carolina team, because if it's close, I feel like we win because Shane Beamer's going to pull something out of his ass and it's going to be stupid and we're going to win because of it. So
I don't know. He did make a good point. They did almost have that two-point conversion, which should count for something, right? Like, can they not
we had them open.
Can they not get 1 point there?
Yeah,
since it was close.
We do have another question here from Ronnie Feltz. He says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much should we be worried about Rattler shredding our secondary after almost throwing a perfect game?
He's going to go for 350 yards. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Now, can you keep him from scoring? That would be nice. But he's going to
they have had trouble scoring when they get in the red zone.
Yeah, he's going to throw for 350 yards, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be shocked. I mean, they're going to do the exact same thing they did last year. And
we blitz all night. I mean, I think you just got to hope you get to him, honestly.
Yep.
But I mean, if your defensive line can be very good that game, I mean, UNC was able to rush 3 at times and get there. I think one time they might have rushed 2 and got there.
Tennessee's going to have to play tighter coverage. I mean, that's
the frustrating thing to me is if you're dropping 8 in coverage, 7 in coverage, why can we not play tighter coverage on the outside when you have help?
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of having help?
I don't know. I mean, Tennessee's going to have to be selective on how they want to blitz Spencer Rattler. I think you want to bring pressure. And I think you want to try to get there with 4, but if you can't, you try to bring it back every now and then. But Spencer Rattler is going to get it out of his hands quickly. So play tighter coverage. And also, when we're down near the goal line, why is there 6 DBs in the game? We got 2 wide receivers that we got to cover and 6 DBs. That makes no sense.
You sound so Italian. That makes no sense.
It doesn't. It was horrible. But yeah, scale of 1 to 10. I guess I'm
9. No, 10. He's gonna do it. Can Tennessee still win when he does it? That's my question.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll probably go 9.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know.
I'll just tell you he's gonna do it.
I don't think they can be any worse than they were last year.
Fair point. I would like to not get 63 points scored on us, though.
Yeah,
that would be really ideal.
And it's really like, I mean, Joyner, Xavier Legette, like those are the 2 guys. I don't know what's the deal with Juice Wells. I haven't really dug into South Carolina a whole lot, but he hasn't played the last couple games. So I don't know. I feel like I remember seeing him get hurt, but I don't know like what the timeline is with that.
I mean, I'm excited for this game, but I think it presents a lot of challenges for Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree.
But you should.
The thing is, they can't stop anybody either.
You have the playmakers on the offense side of the ball. You should score points.
Yeah. And it is in Neyland.
This can't be a game for the offense that you go, they only scored 29 points and we didn't win. It can't be that kind of game.
Yeah. I do think, I mean, if you're not up for this one, you should never suit up for the University of Tennessee ever again. Because, like, if you live those moments in Columbia last year, I mean, shit, I'll take your helmet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll take it.
Not the orange one, though.
No. Oh, God, no.
It makes me so mad still. It looks so good. And
it does look good.
It's just crap the bed.
Can we wear them against, like, UConn or something this year?
Yeah. Like, why do we not just ease uniforms in? Why do we have to
go big?
It's like we're like asking a 3-year-old who's never walked, like, can you go score this 80-yard touchdown?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then mad that they didn't score.
Right. Right. Put ourselves just in the worst situations, man. I mean, what are you gonna do? All right, guys, who impressed?
Dylan Sampson.
I was gonna say, are we just gonna be Dylan Sampson, Aaron Beasley again? Like, is that are we just going to just reuse that player of the week card the entire season?
Dude, I'm going with Demarion McDonald. I thought he played really well.
I think that's the other option on defense, and I agree with you. He played well. It's hard not to still say Aaron I mean, he's just the anchor to your defense. But yeah, I agree with Demarion McDonald.
Yeah, it's 7 tackles, a sack, a pick.
I presented him to you last week when I was like, is he our best defensive back? I mean, he probably, I think he just said yes. He responded yes.
Yes, he is. I mean, he ran that slant route for that guy.
I told you it was hilarious. I was trying to figure out that happened on the opposite side of the field for me. I was like, what just happened? It looked like he got it thrown to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he literally did. They just switch, and he ran the route.
Which, to be fair, like, that's a smart strategy, right? You just get on the guy's hip and run with him, man. Just you get really good at running these routes, and you can defend a guy.
I mean, it's crazy, like when you actually like cover somebody. It's crazy what that does for your defense when you actually like cover them.
And when a ball's, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that ball wasn't thrown well. It hit Demarion McDonald in stride.
It did, yeah. But it is really impressive how, like, I'm not sure like how if the wide receiver got inside of him or not, but to be able to flip your hips like that and then still get hit in stride is pretty impressive.
Right.
But yeah, 2 tackles for loss. Obviously, that pick, I think, he was a big part. I thought Elijah Herring played well. He overran some stuff. I think he's kind of finding his own within the defense, but he flies around and makes tackles. So I don't know. That's kind of all you can ask for at some points. Yeah,
I mean, I think he's filled in. He's filled in okay. He's filled in pretty well. I know he was playing some before Keenan Pili got hurt, but like he's played. I wouldn't say as well as you could ask, but he's playing good football.
Yeah, it's not as big of a drop off as maybe we thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I've liked Elijah Herring out there. I thought his first start, I mean, he just got really unfortunate getting 2 blindside blocks on the first drive. So it's been better than his first drive as a starter. 1 blindside block, which was incredibly egregious, that did not get even thought about called.
Oh no, it was only going to be on us.
We have a couple more.
Tyler Barron, I thought he played really well too.
Yeah. I think he's looking like, talk about that drop off. Like we talked about losing Byron Young. Like he's been a guy that's kind of still, like I know he obviously played with Tyler Barron, but he kind of seemed to always be like getting complimented. Now he seems to filled in nicely.
Yeah, I think he's like 3rd or 4th in the SEC in sacks right now with 4. So good to see him. We kind of mentioned it before the season. This is a big year for him, like a money year, if you will. Yeah, it's good kind of seeing him kind of break out so far this season.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple more comments, questions. I don't know what they are. Ronnie said, am I the only one who thinks Dylan Sampson is Kamara 2.0? Maybe. Too early to tell. For me, I would not make that claim yet. Kamara is a special athlete.
Yeah. I will say that the 6, like them running in 6, it looks similar.
They look good. They both look good.
They both like to score touchdowns too. So
Kamara's inability to ever be tackled was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen someone get so close to being tackled and not getting tackled than Alvin Kamara.
Yeah. Like full on wrapped up, like almost taken
brought to the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, he was borderline on the ground half the time.
He'd be great at the limbo.
Yeah, he definitely went. He almost went, or I don't know what happened. He almost skirted an NFL suspension, but they're more powerful than the freaking Las Vegas Police Department.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute, you did something, didn't you?
Yeah. Whoa. So that's about the only people who can bring Alvin Kamara down, though. Is the NFL. Not players in the NFL, the league, the Shield. Nothing's bigger than the Shield. We also had a comment from our producer here, Joey. I mean, what are we getting this week? It looks like they're probably wearing black jerseys, 7 p.m. against South Carolina. Don't hate it. Whatever. Is it blackout, checker? What's the deal here? I don't really care what we do.
I don't really care.
Just go win.
I think if you black it out, I would do a blackout. I wouldn't checker it.
Don't you dare checker black and orange. I will be irate. I'll protest by not going to the game, actually.
Yeah, I would like to see it. Like a blackout would be cool.
Blackout,
but also, is South Carolina going to wear black helmets? Because that's just going to be weird too.
Probably. Orange helmets. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't care. Go win, and then let Danny. Let's just let Danny White decide what we do.
Yeah, if we can make a decision though, that'd be
Listen to the
cool.
man.
So we can get the fit ready.
Oh, you need like a week head start here.
Well, for the tailgate.
Okay, I don't think I have anything black I could wear. Honestly,
oh, you don't
got a lot of gray.
black polo or something. You got a black hat.
I have a black hat, yes, but I don't think I own any black Tennessee shirts or polos. I might have one black polo.
Looks like you're making another trip to the Vol shop.
Absolutely not. They've got enough of my money. Absolutely not. Unless they come out with something sick, then maybe. Then I might. We'll see. You just heard it. I'm buying something from the ball shop this week.
Yeah, that didn't take long to sell you.
No.
It would be cool if we could like block a punt and not go try to like jump on it. That'd be cool.
Okay. Hey, stop. Bruce has been the most annoying dog today. I don't know what he ate, what he did. He's just been insufferable. All right. I don't know where we're at in the show. Bruce is going through my crap back here. All right. Week 4 in college football.
Yep.
Talk about it a little bit.
Yep.
Fun games. I mean, what an end of that Ohio State Notre Dame game.
Dude, that was awesome. I wish Notre Dame would have won, but
that would have been sweeter. And then Ryan Day is just like, "Hey, old man, you shut up. You shut your mouth talking about me like that."
Yeah, why is that your first reaction? Like after your game, you're like, "Oh, I'm going to go after this freaking 90-year-old man."
I want to hear his pregame speech. I wonder if it was like Dan Lanning where he's like talking about Dion, and he's like, "Yeah." And Lou Holtz said, "You all are tough," and they all go nuts. But then as they're leaving the locker room, they're like, "Who the hell is Lou Holtz?" Because what is the percentage of players on current NCAA rosters who know who Lou Holtz is?
Well, and like Lou Holtz was a Notre Dame guy, like that. I mean, what was he gonna say like positive about Ohio State?
I don't know.
It was on the Pat McAfee show. It wasn't like it was on College Game Day where they're trying to be like, as unbiased as possible.
Right, but I absolutely love it that he immediately was just like, "Me and you, Lou Holtz, rough and rowdy. Let's do it."
Yeah. I love that. Did you hear what Lou Holtz said?
I did not hear the exact comments. I heard Ryan Day essentially being like, he called us not tough.
I mean, he all he did was compliment Notre Dame.
Oh, he didn't even really go after Ohio State?
Well, he said Ryan Day has lost to Michigan, Georgia. Out like he was like naming all like the big games that Ryan Day has lost. And then he went, Ohio State better pack their lunch because it's going to be a full damn work day or something like that.
I love that. I'm shocked Ryan Day could understand what he said.
Yeah, it was tough.
Maybe Lou Holtz is like, I'm just glad he got the message.
I think he had to have the captions on.
That was that was probably my favorite part of the weekend was Ryan Day just being so angry at like a 90-year-old guy.
Also, the day before game, he's just sitting there watching Lou Holtz on TV. It's kind of weird too.
Oh, someone like texted it to him or something. That guy doesn't watch it. Yeah, come on. Which I was I don't know if you saw Lane Kiffin talking about how he sent an article about Paul Feinbaum saying Nick Saban was like done. He's like, yeah, I sent it to Nick. So essentially to him and Miss Terry. And I was like, dude, your love and hate for Nick Saban are just hilarious because you're always just going to be his little underling. Like he's going to beat you no matter what. And I said it when I picked Ole Miss this week. I said, this is a sucker bet for a lot of reasons. This is the week Nick Saban, quote unquote, figures it out and goes and, beats someone handily. And sure enough, it was obvious. It was sitting there. People that took Alabama -8, genius. You should have.
Yeah, that was a trap. I wasn't touching that. I did tease Ole Miss up to 14 and it pushed, but dang.
There you go. Easy money.
Florida State, another good game.
Yeah. They didn't get to 55, so that's my D. But
they did get to 55. They didn't get over 55.
Correct. 55 and a half.
Yeah, you need it at 55.
I need it 55 and a half. Yeah. Yeah. So that stung. I went 0-4 this week. That was a lot of fun. So, and like the only pick I really just didn't like was the Ole Miss pick.
What over did you do?
I did that one and hold on. It was another one that I felt like was Lock City. Obviously I put it as my lock. It was everyone changed it all to white. I hate you.
It was Oklahoma.
I can't read this crap.
It was Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma should score that. You went and watched the video of me saying they should have scored it by themselves. That's agreed. Like,
also, I got a message today, and it was like it was unfortunate that they said that we didn't call Caleb's brother to check his picks so we could all fade him.
Oh,
but it was Chad.
But yeah, not my brother.
Yeah, not your brother.
Chad is not my. We're
blood,
but not blood. We're same name, different set of dogs.
But yeah, we forgot to do that, so we need to do that this week.
I was gonna let it cool off for a few weeks. Maybe if I could he's a little ditzy, so I think if I let it cool for 3 or 4 weeks, I can trap him into giving me good picks. Mm-hmm. But we all know they're not good.
Exactly. Yeah.
We gotta let it cool. So just give it time. We'll call Chad back. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. If Florida had lost to Charlotte, that might have been the end for me. Just to be clear. That was when I saw that score. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Cinderella story done.
Is it how does that work?
I don't know.
Because didn't Cinderella not go to the ball? Wasn't that a whole thing?
Oh, so we're saying Colorado just didn't show up to this one,
right? Honestly, couldn't they still go to the college football playoff in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah.
Technically, couldn't they?
I don't know.
I'm not saying they will or that I think they will. It's just ball over 4 games into the season. Seems like a bold prediction. Seems like it could be hilarious if they met in the Pac-12 championship. Although I don't know what side each of them are on. So maybe it is over. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I just don't think a 1-loss Pac-12 team. They might, but
it just depends on what everything else happens this year.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't think they would.
Yeah,
but
a 1-loss SEC, 1-loss Big Ten is getting over a 1-loss Pac-12.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
what about 2-loss?
2-loss. Now we're talking.
Yeah, let's get busy here.
Also, Colorado. 40-42 to Oregon. I know Oregon's got a good offense. I'm not sure when they play Washington or if they play Washington, but Washington's going to score 100 on Colorado.
So you're taking the under 72 like you did this week in that game?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But they could score 100?
It's probably going to be 85, and I'm going to take the under.
And it's going to hit?
Yeah, it's going to be like 84.
That's the one that goes over. That insane is Colorado then.
I'll lose that one. If you score 84 points, 85 points, I'll lose that. That's fine.
Okay.
You earned
that. I like that.
That was an entertaining game. I got points.
Speaking of a lot of points in the Pac-12, Utah and UCLA, you both suck. You're both terrible at football. I mean, that is.
Did you pick them too?
I picked UCLA earlier in the week, but I didn't put that lock in. I picked UCLA +4.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And then when there was like on the fence about Cam Rising, I was like, let's not put that in my locks. That one looked better than the Ole Miss pick, though. Good God. Lane Kiffin sucks.
LSU and Arkansas was a good game.
It was. No, 2 good night games in the SEC.
LSU not great defensively.
LSU not great. Could have just stopped there.
Oregon State, Washington State. Did you hear of this coach how mad he was about College Game Day?
No.
He was mad because Lee Corso said it's the no one watch bowl. He was like going on and on about the press conference. He's like, I just want to have a conversation with Coach Corso. He's like, I know he's just on ESPN and they let him read from a card, but I just want to have a conversation with him. I'm like, he won't remember that conversation.
He won't remember that conversation. And then does he also think Lee Corso can see far enough to read a card? That is straight from that brain. I promise you. I love Lee Corso, but that is just putting a lot of faith in his abilities at this moment. Good. Why are coaches so mad at old people? I thought we kind of endeared old people for just speaking their mind, right?
Yeah, you think.
No matter what came out of their mouth, we were like, I love that. They just speak their mind.
No one watch bowl. I mean, I don't disagree with Lee Corso saying that.
Maybe there's. Like,
I didn't watch that. It was a ranked game. I didn't watch it.
Maybe like Ryan Day, he's just gonna tweet out the ratings later this week and like tag Lee Corso in it.
Yeah.
What if ESPN's gonna end up making him apologize for that?
God, that'd be hilarious.
Also, what about ESPN making him apologize for that F it comment he made a few years ago, and then they're like using it in like the promo for his 400th pick? Did we talk about that?
No.
Yeah, it was like in this video, like 4-minute long video. I was like, okay, well, that's how it goes. BYU and Kansas. Dude, I don't give a crap about Kansas. I like Lance Leipold, and it's cool to see him being good.
What was the score to that?
38-27, Kansas.
Okay.
I think it's fun to see like them being able to be. I mean, I know it's a different spectrum of it, but successful under him. Yeah. It's they're not going to be a college football playoff team. Don't get me wrong, but I like to see Kansas winning football games. Basketball games, I hope they lose them all.
I think it's hilarious to see like top 25 teams like USC and Arizona State play. Well, Arizona State's not a top 25 team, but USC to score 42 points, give up 28, and then you see Ohio State, Notre Dame, it's 17-14.
Yeah. You're not going to mention UCLA and Utah now in that conversation? Come on.
No, that was also a no watch.
Put some respect on their names. Yeah. Defense, baby.
14-7.
Defense.
Yeah. I mean, they are fully taking on. We're a Big Ten team now.
100%. 100%.
They already sold. I love that.
If you're going to be a Big Ten team, you have to lose 14-7 at some point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Iowa. Yikes.
I wonder what that AI is going to say this week. I wonder if they can get that ladder and climb back up in his ass.
I mean, 56 passing yards.
That's almost more impressive.
76 total yards.
Defense, baby.
I mean, they would do unthinkable things to have JG as their quarterback.
Well, at least someone's scoring when he's playing quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God.
I just hate that there's kids who are going to watch their final football game and it's going to be in freaking Iowa City. That sucks.
how do you, as a recruit, you're like, Iowa's where I want to go. I'm just watching this game.
I don't know.
I mean, oh my God.
I wonder what their recruiting pitch is, because that's a great point.
I mean, I guess they put guys in the NFL, but hey, you're probably not going to score but like 5 touchdowns a season.
Hey, we can get you in the NFL, but those first 4 years are going to be rough. Just stick through it, though. You got this.
I was ranked.
Yeah, well, were. Yeah,
definitely.
I did really want that game to be just the ugliest football game ever, and Iowa win, just to kind of like laugh at Penn State because they had their whiteout game. It would have been nice.
Oh my God. I mean, it's like they like play defense as hard as possible. It's like,
and they still got 31 points scored on them.
Yeah, and it's like no matter how many stops you get, it doesn't matter. Your offense is not scoring.
Right.
So how demoralizing is that?
I think it's gonna be fun, man. I'd love to go to Iowa. Be a Hawkeye. I mean, come on.
What do you think's worse at Iowa? Being an offensive player, and knowing you're not scoring and not getting any yards, or a defensive player who, no matter how hard you try, you're still not going to win a game because your offense can't do anything and you can't do anything about it.
I still think the number one worst position to be in at Iowa is a hospital room with a view. Yeah. I mean, I know what a lot of people are thinking right now, like, that was an away game. Yeah, but I mean, that might be worse because then they're like, hey, Doc, am I going to be out here by next week, or am I going to have to watch that?
Yeah. It's like, hey, next week they're going to be here. It's like, oh, God. Yeah. Is there anything else on TV?
The actual Make-A-Wish work in Iowa is that the players get to meet the kids. Those are the real heroes.
You think any of the kids have been like, I could have scored more points than you guys?
Yeah. If not, they should. I was trying to figure out how they can get like a Make-A-Wish kid like on the team and, go score a touchdown like you see the videos so that they can score points.
That's fresh grass. No one's going to be in it.
Yeah, they're trying to work that one with the NCAA out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. But yeah, man, that's a brutal program right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet the end zones have to be mowed like so much. Like they're never used.
They never have to worry about the paint. They actually only paint. I think it might be turf, but I think they paint just like once a year.
Yeah. They never have to redo the beads.
No, it actually saves them a lot of money when they have to redo the turf. They just leave the end zones. The end zones are like 45 years old. The rest of the turf got replaced last season.
Especially that middle of the field, like they have to do it so often.
Yeah, they're budgeting down there hard.
Mm-hmm. I guess the one good thing that Iowa probably has is hopefully they have a really good punter. Field position, baby.
Hopefully. I haven't watched, so I don't know, but hopefully.
I'll see what the punter's averaging.
Also, James Madison, 4-0 again, and I don't think they're going to be eligible for a bowl game again. How many years is the transition thing? You while you're transitioning up, you can't play in postseason? Is it 2 years, 3 years?
I don't remember.
I think it's more than one. Yeah, James Madison's the best team in the state of Virginia, and they don't get to play in a bowl game.
They don't get to play in one this year either?
I thought it was more than just 1 year.
I thought maybe it was just 1 year.
Okay, maybe it is. Good. So college football playoff, James Madison.
Confirmed. So Torrey Taylor is Iowa's punter. Punted 7 times for 366 yards, average 52.3, 4 inside the 20, and a long of 62. Dude, what a guy.
I want to be that guy.
You remember a couple years ago when Trevor Daniel was the best player on our team?
Facts. Facts. Yeah.
I know how Iowa feels. Maybe not to that extent, but
I don't, because you mentioned recruiting. They're recruiting to do this. So I don't know if like, man, if we could have just held them, to 3 points, that could have been a ball game.
Yeah.
We'll do it next year. Have you ever been to Iowa City at night? It's a tough place to play, man.
That's what I heard. For the home team.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, to be fair, if you have a tough environment, even the home team can't score touchdowns in, it's got to be tough for the away team to score touchdowns in.
Yeah.
Surely. I hope. I don't know. Speaking of bad things going on in Iowa, did we talk about Matt Campbell snapping at that guy at the Iowa State-Ohio game? Did we talk about that?
Yes, we did talk about I think last week, yeah.
Or not, but yeah. That was great. I love that. I love when to see, coaches get in the gritty work and really going after fans.
Yeah.
You love it.
We want to talk about our locks?
I guess. I'm on 4.
Dylan, Joey, y'all want to get in here? I do want to talk about this with the NFL real quick while they're getting in here. Guys, I took the Bills and the Saints money line. Got a profit boost, so it was like plus 240. Put hefty money on it. Bills are blowing them out. Saints are up 17-0 at halftime and end up losing 17-18.
I mean, I would hate that for you, but you did just want to talk about your locks. So
that's fair.
I mean, just absolutely sold. Jameis Winston couldn't get it done. Caleb, I kind of blame you. You sent me that post of, was it Jameis Winston last night?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah, I seen you the one I was part of that video I was telling you about. He's like, I laughed at my high school coach because he cried. Dude, it's one of my favorite. There's so many good Jameis clips out there, and that's one of the top.
There should have been more context. Like, why did he cry?
In that context, without the actual context, I'm going to guess it's like they probably lost the game or something. And it was probably Jameis's fault. He probably threw 6 interceptions. Now he probably threw 6 touchdowns, but probably also threw 6 interceptions.
Absolutely.
And his coach is mad, angry, crying in the locker room after, and Jameis probably thought it was funny. That was awesome, though.
I get that. All right. Locks. Caleb, do you have them? Do you want to read them?
Yeah. I'll just read off my 4 that went 0-4 this week. And I know one of them's stupid. The other ones, if you're going to sit here and tell me you disagree with them, you're an idiot. Oklahoma Cincy over 57.5. Didn't catch.
What was the final score?
I think they only got into like the 30s.
Oh, it was 20-6, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's just bad.
It was kind of halfway.
In the video last week, Caleb's like, he's like, lock. He's like, Oklahoma scores 57 by themselves.
What are they averaging? Someone go, what are they averaging by themselves?
It is quite a bit.
It's got to be close to 50. I'm going to look that up real quick. We also got NC State minus 10. That might have been the worst football game I've ever watched in my life. Honestly. I mean, Virginia's ability to just crap that away is hilarious. Because I was at one point when I realized I wasn't going to hit, I started rooting for Virginia, and they were just
how
like,
in the world did Tony Muskett get a starting job? That's obviously their best quarterback is the guy that they're playing right now. They're freshman.
Well, to be fair, he is an idiot clearly as well. So. Then I also had the Florida State Clemson over. We talked about it. This seemed like a system bet pick. So
I mean, really sucks. It only missed by a half point.
So it wasn't, Dylan.
Unless you got it at 55.
I mean, it was there. Did you see Dabo's poor well, I don't want to put it on Dabo. Maybe the quarterback just didn't make the right handoff, but they should have scored in OT.
But what I'm saying is if it doesn't hit, it can't be you can't call it a system pick.
Mm-hmm. I would still ride with it next week.
All right, locked it in. Florida State over next week.
Who do they play?
I hope it's like 78, and Dylan has to take it. You already said it. You have to take it.
Okay.
All right, deal. And then my last one was the one I said wasn't going to hit. Ole Miss plus 8. I'm fine with losing that one. The rest of them are ridiculous. Landon went 4-0. He had Oklahoma minus 13.5. Florida State minus 2.5. Colorado, Oregon under 71.5, and then Mississippi State, USC Junior over 47. Good picks, obviously. They hit.
Collectively, we're pretty good at this. I feel like everyone's getting their turn. Not Caleb, but everyone's getting their turn of.
Joey, I still have more wins than you.
Dude, let me have my moment, okay?
What does that mean?
Let the boy cook. So what's the totals right now?
I'm 9-7. You're 12-4. Joey's 7-9. Dylan's 14-2.
All right, I'm climbing.
Well, that's like saying Iowa's getting better at football. There's really no other way.
Joey, where are you at?
7-9.
Okay,
about to be 500, baby.
I went 3-1 the previous 3 weeks. I'm okay with where I'm at. You gotta hit a slump. Green. You gotta hit a slump every once in a while. Let's see. Joey had Oklahoma State, Washington over, UNC -6.5, Ohio State, Notre Dame over, Tennessee 19.5. Dylan went 1-3. Florida State and Clemson over 55.5. Mizzou -6.5. Ole Miss, Bama under 55.5. Kentucky -13.5. Good picks.
Right? You said 3 and you said 3-1 or 1-3.
Dylan went 3-1.
Oh, okay. I thought he said 1-3.
He did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah, Dylan, you.
Oklahoma going into that game was averaging 46.8 points per game. Or sorry, after the game, they're averaging 46.8. So whatever it would be before that, before a 20-point game.
I can't take that over from Florida State next week. I just looked; they have a bye.
You got to take it anyway.
Got to take it. You said it. You said it's system bet.
They better win the bye week, or you're screwed.
They better. What better win big? No, good week, fellas. I mean, honestly, overall, if everyone played every single one of our picks, they'd be in the money.
Yeah, for sure.
Be quite a bit of money.
I mean, if like me playing my picks alone, I'm in the money right now.
Honestly, I'm going over next week because I hit every single one of my bets yesterday. Like teasers, parlays, everything.
Yeah, you definitely are. Don't tell me about next week.
What'd you say?
Let's fade them.
So that's probably why none of mine hit.
Oh, none of your I guess so, yeah.
Wait, so you didn't bet your games last week or this week?
I did, but they didn't win. Well, I mean, I didn't take them individually this week. I just put them in a parlay.
Oh,
dang.
Well, that's dumb. That's why we do these lot. You got to play them.
That is dumb. You
end up in the money.
You're average.
I know. I didn't get it in. I was running out of time, so.
But you got them in a parlay, but you couldn't get them individually?
I had withdrawn money, so I was putting money in so that I could have enough to bet each individually. I just didn't do it in time.
I had a 14-leg parlay hit.
Damn.
That's insane.
14?
Yeah, I mean, it was like heavy favorites, so it ended up like plus like 500, but it hit.
Oh. Well, you need to do a is it round robin for? Can you do that for college football?
Yeah.
Whatever the one where like if you get like it matches 2s and 3s and stuff, and then like because I feel like your system would be hitting heavy right now. You're batting like 900.
Well, I hit the parlay that first or the second week. So I didn't parlay it the first week. I just did individual.
Oh.
So we're still riding up, but it was a rough weekend, mainly because of the NFL. I think I'm never going to bet the NFL again.
It's not worth it.
Until
next week. Are we just going to keep betting FSU overs?
Until Monday.
Washington covers or overs and UNC. I'm going to keep betting UNC spread as long as they keep coming out. Or against Pittsburgh or against Virginia. I think we actually have systems that they work. Shout out Virginia. They're the only 0-4 team left. Which that doesn't make any sense because well.
If it's a system, I have to. If I'm gonna live by the system, I got to die by the system. So if I'm gonna say the Virginia play is a system, I got to do it next week, no matter what happened. Coastal the previous years has been my system bet, and it's always worked out. So I think I'm riding. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm not going as aggressive as Dylan and being like, yeah, I'm doing it no matter what. I'm gonna look, but I'm thinking right now I'm sticking with the Virginia system.
Okay.
Betting against them.
All right.
We'll see.
Hey, Joey should have came by the tailgate. Connor Pavloni came, it would have been awesome to have two baseball players take a picture together.
Yeah, that would have been a really good opportunity. I feel bad. Hopefully, he was able to get some pictures with people and stuff. But I feel like I would miss out on that. But
Landon got a picture with him. Didn't call me over, but it's cool.
Dude, I barely saw you yesterday.
I mean, I don't know why. I literally just stood around the tent the whole time, just entertaining clients.
All right.
I didn't eat any food yesterday, and I felt it today. I had a pretzel at the game, and that was it.
Yeah, you're a little bit sauced going in.
Yeah, I think I had like 5 beers the entire day. That was it.
Dang.
I didn't eat anything.
Jeez.
I did, guys. I was able to carry an entire like beer can in my hand through the end of the game. We got to our seats, and my brother's like, "Did you bring that in?" I was like, "Yep."
Didn't you scan your ticket with it in your hand?
Yeah, both of the tickets.
No one said a word.
Nope.
That's hilarious.
And it was in the More Important Issues koozie?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're just fans of the show. So shout out whatever gate you go in security.
Have you tried your new license in there yet, Caleb?
Didn't have to. Brought it in my own.
It was BYOB. You didn't know?
Duh.
I'm gonna try that strategy this week and see how well it works for me.
Oh, they'll tackle you and then take a picture. Like, hey, we arrested this baseball player.
They're gonna call Tony V to come pick you up.
And he's gonna answer and make Chad Zerker go do it.
He ain't gonna be like, "Who is this?"
Yeah, he's like, "What?"
We saw people taking pictures with him. We thought. Okay. All right. Where are we at now?
Most important.
Do we have any questions anymore? I know we answered some.
I'll look on Twitter, but we can go with most important first.
All right. Most important of the week. What do y'all got? Let's hear it. I've got I don't know if this is true. I'm just reporting facts that I see on Twitter. Somebody tweeted, got told there was a Texas State band member who was escorted from the stadium due to throwing a trident at the Nevada football players. And I thought I did good getting a beer in the game. This guy got a whole trident into the game.
Is it Brick Tamlin?
Yeah, they're like, that's not a weapon. Like, you can't use that as a weapon, right? Yeah. No, he can, and he did.
It's like, where'd you get a hand grenade?
Someone responded, trident the weapon or the gum? The weapon.
A singular piece of gum.
My most important is Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
Get his first win as an NFL starter, beating the Cowboys. Number 1 defense in the league, just taking it to them.
Top 10 league quarterback right now?
Some are saying.
Some might say. I'm not arguing.
I bet Arizona fans are pissed. They're like, we're supposed to be tanking. We just be one of the best teams in the NFL.
Well, Caleb Williams refuses to go to, or is his dad or something? Is that who it was? Or that was Caleb Williams, right? His dad was like,
yeah.
He'll go back and play again. He's not going to Arizona. It's a power move.
I mean, if he had any real power, it'd be like Archie Manning, who's like, you can draft my kid, but he's not playing for you. And he didn't.
Did you guys see Charlotte's head coach?
No.
This guy.
Is he like the Austin P coach, just like coked up?
I was going to pull it up.
That's their head coach?
Yeah.
Football guy, Gary?
Dude.
Good for him.
His name's Biff Poggy.
No way.
Biff Poggy ripping just cutoffs. Like,
that dude had to be zenning out.
Oh, God. This guy's got upper deck he's in easily. Biff Poggy? That's
a sick name.
That's a football guy.
Poggy, P-O-G-G-I.
Dude, hey, I bet it's Dylan's brother's favorite coach.
So, yeah, shout out Biff Poggy.
Oh, Poggy. Dylan, you got any?
Too, so Landon beat me to it.
Okay.
Lante Taylor had a big day.
He did have a big day.
5 pass breakups, 3 tackles, 2 TFLs, 1 QB hit, and 1 sack.
Yeah, even though they sold. but whatever.
Yeah, they did sell. I literally almost like took a mortgage out for the Saints -1 or something, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Did y'all watch that awesome Colts-Ravens overtime game?
Yeah.
Also, that kicker, what was it? 50, 52, 53, 53, 54-yard field goals in one game. That's insane.
Yeah, and we did, like, the league I commissioned, I do higher kick values, and 50 plus is like 7 points, I think. So this guy racked up like 45 or like 50 points in our league today.
Dang, looks like.
But we also do it's minus 20 if you miss an extra point. So big kicker.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I'm just drafting a kicker the first round apparently. Like
Matt Prater kicked a 62-yarder today. Did y'all see that?
I didn't.
Well, dong punch. Matt Prater is like 50 years old too. He has some age on him.
What's the average kick for an NFL kicker like Link? What do you think?
Average, like I would say probably around a 40-yarder.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just curious. I'm salty.
Dylan's trying to figure out how to draft in. Oh, okay. I thought maybe we were trying to figure out how to draft in Joey's league next year. Then you got to take first overall. 38.6 is the average?
Yeah.
Wow. My next one is a former Lady Vol, M.A. Vanola, I think that's her name. She got called up for the U.S. Women's National Team.
I saw that.
I don't remember the last time any Lady Vols been called up. So
not on the U.S. at least.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Bunny Shaw was like dominated in a recent tournament for Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
That's all my most important. Who got any more?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have any more. Fails.
I've got this guy. I think he's a writer for the New York Times, David Brooks. Mm-hmm. He took a picture at a restaurant in an airport, the Newark airport, and was like, "This meal just cost me $78." And it's like he's having like a bourbon on the rocks with a cheeseburger. And the restaurant in the airport tweeted back at him and was like, 80% of your bill was scotch.
The airport restaurant tweeted back at him?
Yeah. Apparently like 80% of his bill was just alcohol, and then he got a $14 burger. And it was like, yeah, this meal was $78.
Jeez.
Then they also, just to like add on to it, they had a special that week after that was a burger and a scotch for $17.78. I was like, that's pretty bold to put that out in the world. If you're like, I mean, they can like see what you bought, right, dude?
Yeah, especially in this world where everybody wants to clap back at you too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Don't ever tweet at Wendy's. You will get roasted. Dave's is coming for you.
Do they still do that? That was like a thing for a while. Do they still just go crazy on X?
I haven't seen it in a while. They need to get back to it if they haven't.
That's what we should start doing.
Just roasting everybody.
Give me the keys on Friday night. I'll just.
I already had to delete a tweet this last night, Joey. So
it wasn't me.
No, not for more important issues. It wasn't me.
Damn.
I'm gonna start sending tweets, and when Landon's like, "Who is this?" I'm like, "It was Joey. I swear."
That's awesome. Yeah, Joey, we'll do that. We'll do like once a month. Just give you the keys and just let you freaking just go at it.
No deleting allowed.
Like the purge. I get 1 hour. Just no deleting. Don't worry. Twitter will delete the account before you guys can do anything about it. I guarantee it.
All right. This fails. We in fails now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, I got the Alumni Hall. What are y'all doing with these jerseys? They're
apparently
horrible.
been out for a while too.
I saw a guy wearing one at the game the other day. I'm like, he definitely hasn't been on Twitter.
No, yeah. Can I give like a hot take on those? Would not be as bad if they, number one, weren't $70. Number two, if they just didn't have that power T on the chest.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be as bad. They're still not great, but they wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, and for it to be $70 is
that's
ridiculous.
Egregious. That couldn't have cost more than 2 cents to make. some little kid in India that's not even able to feed his family making that jersey, and Alumni Hall's charging $70 for it.
I haven't seen them, so I need to see them.
They're bad.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, send them in the group.
Oh, did you? I just actually had to buy. I cannot. My phone's so full of storage, I can't download a picture from group chat. So we bought it. We bought into Apple, and we got 2 terabytes now. So
there you go.
Dang, you're freaking rich.
Oh God. Wait, it's supposed to be retro or like vintage look, kind of.
I think so, but
there's nothing like retro about. Like there's no. We've never worn anything like that.
No, yeah.
Is that his white shirt underneath the jersey, or is it cut like that? Yeah, that power tee is in a bad spot, dude.
It's huge.
The back's actually not that bad, like the letter, the number design.
Yeah,
but I mean, it looks like NASCAR.
Somebody paid $70 for this.
Probably,
I guess
plus tax.
People have.
Kind of a fail. But you guys can tell me because you were at the game. How bad was the cushion seat section? I saw on Twitter it looked like it was pretty bad.
It's not good.
No,
not good.
I don't think it's ever going to be good. So
I do have to give credit. It was good for the Alabama game last year.
Yeah. I just don't understand like those people that probably can afford those seats. Why don't y'all just buy a box and go sit up there where no one can see you?
Well, they don't have that kind of money, Landon.
Friends.
I mean, good God.
I also love the people that are like, "You're too poor. Shut up." It's like, okay, we weren't before they built those seats for you. There are plenty of people sitting there that
exactly
had the same price tickets as I did. But yeah, you're right. I am too poor to sit there.
Did y'all see where Caleb Williams got hit in the nuts last night?
No.
So it was like a false start, and he was going up to change the play, and so they blew the whistle, and the snapper just snapped it. It hit Caleb Williams right in the nuts, and he goes down on the ground.
That's tough.
A Mets player last night took one against the Phillies. Took one straight to the dong, and I don't think he's wearing a cup because there was some.
There's some movement in there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of action.
Recoil.
Yeah, recoil.
What position was he playing? Is it an infielder?
He's a bat.
Oh, okay.
Like
he hit it or he
tried to open up and just.
That's just a terrible swing.
Reverberation.
Would you wear a cup as an outfielder?
No.
I wouldn't think. Yeah, maybe. I guess you're thinking about if you can get hit at bat with them. Maybe you should. But
I think the only person probably wearing a cup
catcher
is probably the catcher. Yeah.
Oh, I'm probably wearing one at especially on in the MLB. Like if I'm playing on grass all the time, you take one hops up weird on you, the seam. Ooh.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a
quick hands, baby.
Damn straight.
Yeah, but man, some of those, the way they bounce. I mean,
Caleb, if I were you and I was playing infield in your shoes, yes, I would definitely wear a cup.
I mean, yeah, I definitely would too. That's why I just said that. But yeah, I
maybe in the outfield too. I've seen you take one off the head. So.
That's true.
Any more fails?
Yeah, I got one. The Jets. I've just not seen a team just tank so fast. Like there was so much hope at the beginning of the season.
They lost their Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah, but they're to the point now where they're just yelling at each other, yelling at coaches on the sidelines. Like
I did see Zach Wilson take a sack and no one touched him. He just fell down.
Oh, I missed this.
He literally just tripped.
That's awesome.
And it wasn't even a trip. He might have been trying to go down. Like it was bad.
Somebody was like, I don't know who you give that sack to. Like somebody gets it, but they have no clue who to give it to.
The center touched him last.
Yeah.
They need Mark Sanchez back. Bring him out of time. How old is he? Like 45, maybe.
I mean, he's got to be the most recent successful Jets quarterback, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Butt fumble. Bring that back. At least he got hit.
By his own teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least he had some sort of contact.
Fair.
Zach Wilson had none.
Zach Wilson's terrible.
Yeah. Did y'all see the guy on the golf course that just like goes nuts and takes his shirt off?
A lot of nut talk on this podcast. Yeah, I did though.
Like the fight?
Yeah, well, sort of. It never escalated to a fight.
Yeah, he like stole their ball.
Oh yeah, the crazy guy. Like, you want this? You see this? This is.
Yeah, he's like, you come get some shit stack.
I've been to heaven. I've seen God. Which I was telling Landon is a weird thing because like normally it's like I've been to hell and back. Look at me. So like he just went opposite. He's like, I've been to heaven.
Yeah. But like shit stack all time insult. It's not even like I think of it as a pile of shit and a shit stack the same thing.
No, I don't think so. I think shit stack's way worse. Like you like, I think a shit pile is like one pile of shit. Shit stack is like multiple piles. We're stacking shit.
We're putting shit units over here.
He did prove like he did prove the theory of like if you take your shirt off, you're like no one will fight you because you don't fight crazy kind of deal. He proved that theory.
Oh yeah, they're like
if you don't want to get in a fight but you feel it coming on, just take your shirt off.
They basically just said, "Let's go." He's mentally ill,
which is funny that like he seemed to be going for that angle and then got more insulted.
Yeah,
but it's like I think it looked like you're saying you were like seemed to give out warning shots
on a golf course. Is crazy.
I love that he still had the ball in his hand. He put it in his pocket too.
Yeah. I had someone steal my golf ball one time. This has been years ago. I watched them like drive up to it. I didn't see them take it, but like, think they took it. And I asked them and they're like, no, we didn't take it. Playing like, later on in the round, guy in our group finds the ball. We finish out the hole. I'm like, where did you get this? He's like, I don't know. I found it over there. I'm like, those dudes found my ball, stole it, and then lost it. And then one of my playing partners found it on the golf course. I was like, this sucks.
I've hit into, we had playing in New Jersey, I think, or something. Literally watched the guy, like, I hit the shot and 30 seconds later, like, upon driving up, watch him drive by and scoop it out of the cart. So that was on hole, like, 7. We spent the last 13 holes hitting into him, like, every time. Off the tee, on the green, like, we were just hitting into him. And I guess that probably is where a lot of the fights happen on golf courses, getting hit into or getting hit, like, near.
Yeah,
probably 80% of fights. So, I don't know.
Well, just call him a shit stack and it's over.
Damn.
All right, guys. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Great stuff. Big week, big tailgate coming up this weekend. 7:30 game. So we'll be doing it all day long. And go check out Roback. 20% off your first purchase with promo code More Important Issues. They got Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, T-shirts, anything you want. Please go check those out and use that promo code. More Important Issues, you get 20% off.
Do it.
Guys, that's all we got. Great episode. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.